Let's start with a 5A, 6A clash between Leeds and Pelham on the Green Waves opening drive. Sam Lawler looking for a man, but big man Joseph Hampton finds him for a quarterback sack. Now Pelham's offense delivering a big play touchdown to start the night. Jonathan Hampton to Marcus Arnold in the corner of the end zone, and it's 7-0 Panthers. Now Leeds on the attack, and Lawler will throw complete to Jordan Lockhart, but Benjamin Augsburger will strip it away, and Pelham will take over. Into the first quarter, the Panthers have the ball on the one. Tristan Rutledge on the carry, goes right up the middle for a touchdown. Pelham on top, 14-0. Panthers hold off a late Leeds comeback and win 21-14. Well, the mighty Thompson Warriors got taken down a notch by Hoover on that 55-yard field goal by James Bryant, but the Warriors still controlled their region title destiny. A win at Prattville would give them the region championship. A Prattville win would create chaos, a four-way tie for first in Region 3. First quarter, Prattville in the red zone, 3rd and 8. Will McKay throws. Ethan Hatcher makes the catch. Lions up 7-0. Second quarter, we're tied at 7. Thompson quarterback Trent Seaborn will drop back and throw, and Price Lewis is wide open for the catch and score. Thompson up 14-7 at the half. In the third, Thompson's Trent Seaborn again is going to look to throw. He'll throw deep in the end zone, and it's going to be picked off by Damian Dickerson. So Prattville will take over after the nice pick. Great coverage there. Lions are up 15-14. Prattville was pinned deep. Thompson's Terry Robinson tackles Tristan Blackman, and the Warriors get the loose ball. So to the fourth quarter we go. Seaborn will hand off to Uriah Casey, who will run it in from 2 yards out. Thompson takes a 22-15 lead and wins the region title, 29-15 the final. So the Thompson win means both Hoover and Vestavia Hills are in the playoffs, but the winner of tonight's game would get the 3 seed, the loser the 4, and have to road trip to number 1 Central Phoenix City for round 1 of the playoffs. 5th-ranked Hoover, 2nd-ranked Vestavia Hills. Pretty incredible rivalry there. Early on, Caleb Freeman with a perfect spiral right into the hands of Jeremiah Tabb. 16 yards is 10-0 Hoover early. Vestavia would wake up, however. It's the big bruiser Charlie Tapp. After taking a week off to kind of rest up, goes in. It's 10-8. Now, this has to be one of the plays of the year for the Bucs, with the defender holding on to Freeman's leg. He uncorks the ball deep down the sideline. Look at Jonah Winston with a great catch, 34 yards. It's 17-8 Bucs. Now, under 5 minutes to play in the half, the Rebs' Noah Boylan will go in from a few yards out. Hoover lead now cut to just 17-15. Now the Bucs on the play action. Freeman to Hunter Purdue, who will go 65 yards to the crib. Hoover was up 24-18 at the half. They're still going strong in this one at Thompson-Reynolds Stadium. We'll get you a final on that a little later on in the show. The Clay-Chalkville Cougars head into the playoffs with the number 1 ranking in Class 6A and a perfect 10-0 record. The Cougars simply dominant against Pinson Valley last night. The running game was on point. Aaron Fry ran 18 yards for the first touchdown as the Cougars ran for 7 TDs. Joshua Woods ran for 146 yards and 4 touchdowns, covering 1, 26, 31, and 14 yards. The Cougars win 52-14. After losing 7 in a row to their neighborhood rival, the Cougars have now won 5 in a row from the Indians. Pell City hosting Clay Central tonight. Clay Central ranked 5th in 5A. Third quarter scoreless. And then Clay Central's J.T. Wilkerson will put it up at the pylon, and Zion Newell will jump up and get it. So it's 6-0 Volunteers. Now, Pell City with a minute to go in the third quarter gets points here on a field goal to inch a little closer to make it 6-3. And now driving under a minute to go and trying to win this thing, Brody Gossett to Mason Dates in the end zone and goes right through his paws. A missed opportunity to take the lead, and then Gossett gets sacked on 4th down, and Clay Central hangs on to win it by a final score of 6-3. All right, coming up on the Friday Night Blitz, how Parker responded to that loss to Homewood last week, and the Oak Mountain Eagles and Hillcrest Patriots We're out of the playoff hunt, but man, you wouldn't know it by watching them play tonight. Two programs playing for pride and the Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week trophy. Okay. I think those are being attached. I'm sure she is. Hey, do you see a final in there for Susan Moore in Cleveland? Well. Okay. Tonight at Cleveland High School, the color pink everywhere in memory of Panthers cheerleader Kimber Mills, who lost her life in a shooting at a bonfire Sunday. Pink was her favorite color. A big rivalry game here between Cleveland and Susan Moore in Blount County. And Sam Garrison was the star of the night for the Susan Moore Bulldogs, going in for 3 touchdowns. There's another one right there. And Susan Moore wins. The final was 54-28. The Friday Night Rivals season finale had 2 programs on the outside looking in when it comes to the playoffs, but few teams play harder every Friday than Oak Mountain and Hillcrest. Last Friday Night Rivals game of the season, and the Patriots jumped out to an 18-3 lead on this touchdown pass. 15 points, maybe a commanding lead for some teams, but not when you're playing the Oak Mountain Eagles. Charlie Vaccarella up top to Cason Lemons, and that made it 18-10. And then at the end of the first half, Oak Mountain going for the touchdown rather than kicking a field goal, and it pays off with another Vaccarella TD throw. It's 18-17, Hillcrest at the break. Second half, Patriots extend the lead a little bit here. Chambly having a terrific night for the Patriots on the quarterback keeper, 32 yards. This on a 4th and 6 play to put the Patriots up 25-17. But back come those scrappy Oak Mountain Eagles. And again, it's Vaccarella to Lemons with a leaping grab to make it 25-23. So now, again, no time on the clock. Oak Mountain's got to go for 2 to tie it, send it to OT. And Hillcrest with a big defensive play. Hillcrest wins it 25-23.
Man, tons of emotion. Brutally sad for our seniors. 33 guys that played their last game, but what a way to go out. We had our heart broke down here on the last play of the game last week, and dang it if we don't win it down here on the last play of the game this week. So proud of our senior guys, and what a great way to go out, and 6-4 again, and not where we want to be, but we'll sure take the win tonight.
The season been up and downs. We had our up and down. We had goods. We had bad wins, but bad losses. But we still came out on victory. We had a winning season, so that's good.
Yeah, Hillcrest finishing 6-4 with that incredible win over the Oak Mountain Eagles. Last week, Parker got dethroned by Homewood in the 6A Region 5 title game. Thursday night, they bounced back in a big way against Woodlawn. The herd was on point. Dylan Reese was back there just taking target practice, and he had a lot of guys to throw to. Reese threw 6 touchdown passes to 4 different receivers as the herd built a 49-6 halftime lead. The starters all got their work in the first half, set out the second half. Parker wins 63-12. The herd 7-3 as they head to the playoffs to try and defend their state title. Also last night, Joe Webb and the Jackson-Ola Mustangs hosting Mortimer Jordan. Parker Reno had a big night for the Blue Devils. A 20-yard touchdown run right up the middle there. They barely touched him as Reno goes into the end zone. And then Blaze Neely, the backup quarterback for the Blue Devils, heavy rush, pump fake, gets out of a huge jam here, makes something out of nothing, and goes into the end zone. Good heads-up play by him. Blue Devils win 28-14 to clinch the 3 seed in 6A Region 5, but congrats to Joe Webb taking the Mustangs to the playoffs in his second year on the job at JO. Well, we go to Tuscaloosa for a 2A battle royale where the legendary Russ Probst and his second-ranked Coosa Christian Conquerors rolled into Tuscaloosa Academy to play the third-ranked Knights. Both teams champs in their regions. They could meet again in the playoffs. Coosa Christian, Russ Probst and Josh Wright sharing some words before the game. Coosa ball, quick handoff to Kylan Johnson, the sophomore who's already a 4-star prospect, finds the gap, takes it all the way to the end zone for a 55-yard touchdown. Coosa up 7-0. TA got the ball back, responds. Mark Norris keeps it himself, goes in for the score. 7-6 Coosa. Now in the second, the TA punt blocked by Halen Palmer, picked up by Trevon Hurd, who will take it down to the 1. And then Mac Long with the quarterback keeper punches it in for a 1-yard score. Coosa up now 21-6. Later in the second, TA scrapping back. Norris launches it, finds Mason Corder wide open in the end zone after the 2-point conversion. That made it 21-14, but Coosa Christian hangs on to win by that score. Also in West Alabama, Gordo hosting Carbon Hill tonight. There we go, shaking hands, homecoming for the Green Wave. McCain Robertson. Not sure if this video is going to work. We'll go on to the next video here. We will go to Holt and ACA. The Ironmen looking for their first 5-win season in 21 years, but ACA striking first. You see the board there, scoreless. Logan Morris with the catch over the middle and a lot of green grass in front of him, and he's gone for the touchdown. But the Ironmen, they've been suffering for a long time with losing seasons, but this is a different bunch. They've got a cast iron will. A.J. Cockrell will catch the pass, break a tackle, spins, and gets into the end zone for a Holt TD. But ACA with the defensive play of the night, Caleb Hines, number 8, a freshman coming up here with the interception. He'll pick it off right there, and Hines will maneuver his way into the end zone, going the distance for the ACA Patriots tonight. Coming up, ESPN's First Take show comes to the Magic City Classic. We'll tell you what the coaches and Cam had to say. Sure. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it off the top. Oh, shoot. Okay. Is Jamie still in the sports office? I mean, that's in the games folder. Yeah, it's in the high school games folder where all the other stuff was tonight. Oh, do we move that script to the top of the, there we go. You said that final was 39-30, Vestavia?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, okay, great. What now? Oh, yeah, no play of the week, yeah. Okay, now let's go back to West Alabama, where Gordo is hosting Carbon Hill tonight. Homecoming for the Green Wave, McCain Robertson with a keeper all the way around the right side. He will power his way in for a Gordo touchdown to put the Green Wave on the board. And then Ryder Robertson is going to take the snap, and he's going to roll to his right, and he'll find Caden Brock for the catch. And Brock will bulldoze his way into the end zone for another Gordo touchdown. Gordo scoring a bunch of points tonight. Macon Robertson calls his own number, and there he goes. Blows by the defender and goes in for his second touchdown of the night. Gordo wins 61-25. They improved to 8-1 overall, and now they got the playoffs coming up next. One of Alabama's receivers will miss the South Carolina game. Latsier Brooks out on the injury report. Brooks has 16 catches for 255, including that big fourth down grab in the Missouri game. Now, if you're concerned about this being a trap game for Alabama, Ty Simpson says his guys are locked in.
You know, we think about, the first week, right, and, how, upset we were after that week, and then how intentional we were after Georgia and how that felt, right? Like, why can't we make every week, like that?
Will Saturday.
That would be huge. That'd make everyone feel a lot better for sure. Yeah, I haven't talked to John. I'm gonna say John has been so supportive ever since obviously my hire. They have a job to do, and certainly he has people he has to answer to, and I know how close we are. I know I can get this fixed, and we're too dang close.
The SEC on ABC tomorrow. Take a look at the schedule. Ole Miss at Oklahoma at 11, at 2:30, Bama and South Carolina, and then at 6:30, Texas A&M at LSU. How about this? ESPN's First Take show with Stephen A. Smith. Cam Newton was at Legion Field, where we heard some of our last classic coach speak.
Coach Sam and I, we played against each other back in the NFL. Yeah. So we go way back to my second, third year. He was a rookie. We have a lot of the same friends. So our friendship goes way back. But the last Saturday in October, Bulldogs and Hornets just can't be friends. It's just like that.
Magic City Classic is for everybody but us. The football game is for us. And the bottom line is this. We got to be ready to play on tomorrow.
Everybody knows me. We want to be tough, physical, and violent. That's our message to our players.
Okay.
That's our brand of football. That's how we get it done.
And then there was this moment that went viral. The mascot's having a race. The Hornet is going to beat the Bulldog. And then, afterwards, the Bulldog is going to be, messing with Cam Newton's hat. You'll see that coming up in the video there. And you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess with Cam Newton's hat, because Cam ain't playing. We'll talk about we'll talk about all the football tomorrow on the EOG Wrap right after the Texas A&M LSU game. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll cover Alabama, we'll cover Auburn, we'll cover the Magic City Classic, and also the Sanford Bulldogs who are playing Chattanooga